Live from Bill Hanlon Stadium at St. Mary's High School, WTAP Sports brings you the 29th Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Football Classic, sponsored by People's Bank.
The teams have returned from their pregame instructions in the locker room, and it's time to please stand and honor America. The BACF band will be playing the national anthem, while Mr. Jaden Jones will be singing, along with Mr. Austin Satterfield and Mr. Tristan Glover holding the flag, as the three students of autism from St. Mary's present our national anthem.
Oh, to say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose the broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight of the ramparts we watched were so gladly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does Star-Spangled Banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fibrosis. We've got the West Virginia All-Stars coming off of a win last year, leading the overall series 16-12. But Ohio, in the red uniforms, coming onto the field now, has won 4 of the last 5 BACF games. Mike, high school football, a pretty good night for it. Just your thought on high school football All-Star games.
Well, this game is amazing in a lot of ways, and I'll tell you why. Because All-Star games are tough to put things together. You got to make it simple for these players so that they can at least execute fairly well. But the thing that we have here is they don't have very many practices, and I thought last year's game was just an excellent game, and I think both teams only had about 3 practices. And for many of these players, Jim, this is the last time they'll ever put a uniform on.
And Ohio won the toss earlier, so they have elected to receive. So West Virginia getting ready to boot the ball away to the Ohio All-Stars. A beautiful night for football here at Bill Hanlon Stadium in St. Mary's. Temperature in the low 70s, upper 60s. And we're just about ready to boot the ball away for the Mountain State, wearing the West Virginia University old gold and blue colors. And that's Jake Delancey kicking it off. It's a squibbler, and it'll go out of bounds. And so that'll be a penalty, the first penalty of the summer. And West Virginia, or the Ohio All-Stars, will get the ball at 1st and 10, and the ball will be at the 35-yard line. It's an all-star team. It's coached by Jason Jackson of Eastern High School. The Ohio All-Stars are. And we've got looking at them as they come up, and we're going to see a lot of players in and out of the lineup tonight for both teams. Everybody's going to get a play in this one because they're all stars. And the quarterback for Ohio is Cable Islay, 5'10", 165-pounder from River High School. And he hands it off. It's stacked up well, pretty good for about a 2-yard gain, and that was Finn Bowers from River High School. A couple of yards on that, 6'1", 215 yards.
Caden Humphreys from Phil Barber made the tackle, 5'8", 160-pounder.
And he'll be playing both ways tonight. The guys on defense for West Virginia will run those down here shortly. Burdette keeping it, rolling right.
Nice.
Oh, he gets stuffed just shy of the first down. They say he did make it across the 46-yard line, so that'll be 1st and 10 for River.
Well, the tackle was made by number 33, Josiah DeMoss from St. Mary's High School, Jim.
The guys up front for West Virginia are Jackson Rubenstein, Bradley Anderson, Cale Hart, and Channing Lowe. The linebackers Chase Parsons, Turner Garrettson, and Josiah DeMoss. The defensive backs Caden Humphreys, Sawyer Hunt, Ethan Holliday, and Brandon Richardson. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. The Ohio All-Stars trying to get first blood here in this All-Star game. Little trickeration there, just a little mini pitch out, but West Virginia stays at home. They'll knock him down for about a 4-yard loss.
And that was Josiah DeMoss again. That's 2 tackles in a row that he's made.
Yeah, DeMoss has had an outstanding high school career right here in St. Mary's.
That trickeration didn't work, Jim.
Yeah.
And you know that is speaks well for these youngsters. Evidently, they received good coaching at their own schools, and so they stayed at home on that one.
DeMoss, an all-stater for the Blue Devils. It's a handoff. Once again, it goes to Bowers, I believe, Finn Bowers. And he'll get some of that yardage back. He got it all back, and maybe about a half yard more. So they'll bring up 3rd and about 8 or 9 yards. So the West Virginia defense trying to make a stop here. And the Ohio All-Stars trying to get that ball over the 50-yard stripe for the first time in this ball game. We've got 2 receivers up top, 2 at the bottom of the screen. Got the shotgun formation. Looking to pass is Islay. He's running, and he will throw it to be very close, but I think he just made it with second effort. Gets that first down yardage at about the 44-yard line, just over the 45.
Nice tackle that time by number 50 for West Virginia, Luke Lowry from Ripley High School.
It looked like West Virginia had containment, but he broke free, and he was on his way for that first down yardage.
So far, the Ohio execution on offense has been pretty good, Jim.
And once again, it's a quick handoff to Finn Bowers. Not much running room there.
No, he ran into about 3 defenders.
Isley is a first-team All-State player for the River Pilots up the river in Hannibal.
Close to here.
Yep. Part of the OVAC. Second and long. Isley has time. Now he gets flushed. He's looking downfield, and he throws it towards the sideline. Incomplete.
Good coverage that time by the West Virginia defense. They had all the receivers covered well.
And that was Josiah Moss for West Virginia on the coverage.
I think we got a 3rd down, Jim.
Second, 3rd down of this game for the Ohio All-Stars. They picked it up 3rd and long the last time on a quarterback keeper as he broke containment and scampered about 9-10 yards for that first down. Isley throws it into the flat. He hits his receiver.
Oh,
the ball.
Nice
he
hit.
got stuck.
That tackle was made that time by number 1, Brandon Richardson from Roane County High School.
And that was a nice catch, but he took a lick there. That'll bring up 4th down. And it looks as if the punt team is coming on. We see a change of about 4 players coming on, 4 players coming off. Or unless it might be a line change here. Then maybe they're going for it.
They're not in any hurry coming on the field, Jim.
Yeah, the play clock's down to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's see if they get this off. I don't think they'll get it off.
Well, timeout been called.
Yeah. Coach Jackson calls the first timeout here, and you're going to have a little bit of confusion when you're an all-star situation. As you said, the players have only practiced it a handful of times together.
You know, like last year, Jim, I said earlier, I was amazed at how well both teams last year executed, and I think they only had 3 days practice each team, and they never did. The coaches told us last year they never did have all the players together.
And we're look at the return of the Spirit Cam, sponsored by Camorras. A good crowd here for football, Mike, and perfect temperature. You couldn't have asked for a better temperature on the last Friday night in May.
Well, and I'll tell you, when that sun goes down, it's going to cool down and be really perfect then.
It'll be hot chocolate weather then.
Going back to that last hit that was made by Brandon Richardson, if you saw him, his contact, he was perfectly set up. It was a great, perfect tackle.
And they are going for it. No, it's a punt. And it'll drop down inside the 20, and they're running it down, and they'll stop it all the way down to the 1 yard line, it appears. So great job by Isley as he punts the ball away, and that was down by Searle for the Ohio All-Stars.
I tell you, that was good coverage that time, and they look like they're in mid-season form on that punt.
Cole Searle is from Morgan High School, part of the Morgan Raiders contingent here tonight.
Jim mentioning schools, an unusual thing here. Usually you have an odd number from number of schools on each team. Ohio has 14 different schools represented, and so does West Virginia have 14.
Ian Crookshank's in the quarterback from East Fairmont. It's a quick handoff up the middle. I think he made it out of the end zone, but if he did, just barely.
He was close.
Yep. You're spotting about the 1 yard line, maybe half the yard line. Also an offense for West Virginia. In the backfield, Sean Winfried. The guys, wide receivers, Caden Humphreys, Ashton Boron, Avery Brown. Tight end is Tristan Tuttle. And the guys up front, Jake Bauman, Shane Bates, Keaton McDermott, Carter Watts, and Ethan Cross.
Jim, our viewers need to keep an eye on number 75, Jace Miller from Waterford High School, 6'4", 230. He's an outstanding player.
Quick handoff, and fighting for all the yardage he could get. And he just barely got out of the end zone, but he did.
A tackle made by Gavin Richards from Nelsonville, York. A great pursuit that time by the Ohio team. They all flowed to the play.
That was Chase Lowe, the running back from Wirt County High School, 5'8", 180-pounder. A real fire plug. He had a great career for the Tigers, and he's trying to get West Virginia out of the hole here.
As this game goes along, Jim, our viewers want to keep an eye on the offensive and defensive lines because it's an old cliche, but football games are won up front. And whoever wins the line of scrimmage is going to win this game.
Guys up front for Ohio include Stephen Davis, Colin Wilcoxon, Adam Wolf, and we'll get some other names in there. Going to the air, and that'll be a little bit too tall, so West Virginia will have to boot the ball away, and they're well back in their end zone.
In that area. I didn't see one within 10 yards.
Yeah, it looked like he was throwing an out route, and the receiver went inside.
This is a great opportunity for Ohio here. I imagine they'll probably put a good rush on because they're deep into West Virginia's territory here, trying to kick it out of the end zone. The punter better be careful where he's standing, because if he steps one step back, it's going to be a safety.
That's Josiah DeMoss booting the ball away, and we've got a whistle on the play. Mike, you called it. He stepped back out of the end zone. That is a safety.
Yep. Yeah, I was concerned about that when I saw where he was standing, Jim.
So the first points on the board are a safety, and that was all brought about by a great punt and great defensive effort by the Ohio All-Stars. So Ohio strikes first. So with the safety, West Virginia will have to boot the ball away, a free kick from the 20-yard line. And Ohio should get great field position for their second possession of this game to add to their 2-point lead.
So far, Ohio's been more aggressive in this ball game, in my opinion. They look more aggressive.
Trying to get a win back after dropping one to West Virginia last year right here at Bill Hanlon Stadium. In West Virginia, you use a free kick as a kickoff. Sometimes you've seen them punt, Mike, and you do have that option. If you were in that situation, when you had your teams, would you prefer to have your punt be a punted away or kicked away?
On this?
Yes.
Yeah, kick it away.
That ball's pulled in at about the 20-yard line by Ohio. And that is Brandon Burdett, 5'10", 165-pounder from Trimble High School. So Ohio has good field position here. First and 10 from the 49-yard line. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. You're watching a special edition of Football Frenzy Overtime here on WOVA, I should say, here on Valley's Me-By. And we'll have a tape replay tonight on WOVA Fox Parkersburg at 11:30. Quarterback keeper, now in at quarterback for Ohio, is Gavin Richardson. I should say Isley still with the ball.
Brought down by Lowry. Ball moves into West Virginia territory.
Maybe pick up at about 4 yards.
The second and 7.
Both these coaches for West Virginia and Ohio have experience coaching in this BACF Classic, and Coach Jackson was an assistant coach before getting the opportunity here. He actually coached on the West Virginia coaching squad a number of years back. And
there's some fumble or so in it. Nope, evidently not.
No.
They're about a yard short of a first down, Jim.
Matt Kimes not only coached as an assistant coach in this game before, but he also played in this game back in 1997. So he's getting the triple crown there of playing, assistant coaching, and coaching in this football game.
Jim, watching Isley at the quarterback, he's got very quick feet.
Third and short, they're still from the shotgun. He's handed off to Bowers. Bowers going left.
Oh, nice tackle.
Upended. And he has just enough to get that first down yardage. He made it about a yard and a half or 2 yards. He gets it across the 40-yard line, so Ohio moves the chains here.
Jim, that tackle was made once again by number 1, Brandon Richardson. He's had 2 really good sticks already in this ball game.
He's 5'7", 160-pounder from Roan High School.
Roan had a pretty good football team this past year.
Just another one of the LKC teams that have played well. And Richardson was first team all-conference.
Oh, they blitzed, and they've really did a great job. Number 9 for West Virginia Ethan Holiday from Greendale West made that tackle, but they were coming with everybody.
Knocked him for about a 7-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 16.
You know, Jim, I coached in 2 All-Star games, North-South games, and in those years, they would not allow us to blitz as coaches. They felt like it was an unfair advantage.
Was that a safety reason, or
No,
just
because of trying to pick up blitzes?
The coverage, the offensive line schemes. Going deep, that's Logan Neiswanger, the Morgan quarterback, and he completes it down to the down inside the 10-yard line. That's Cole Searle from Morgan High School, so it was an all-Morgan connection. Neiswanger to Cole Searle, and they pick up the first down yardage inside the 10-yard line.
That's an advantage to have a quarterback and a receiver from the same school in an all-star game because they already know each other.
Neiswanger, second-team All-State, and Searle also second-team All-State. So both those guys really worked well together last year for the Raiders, and it's showing up well for Ohio now. They'll actually spot the ball on the 12-yard line, so not inside the 10. So 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Ohio All-Stars as they look to extend their 2-point lead.
We got a tandem eye. This is old school.
And once again,
that's 21
Finn Bowers.
Yep. Nice run.
Second and third effort there. And a third member of our broadcast crew, Rick Marshall. Are you down there? Can you hear us, Rick? What are you seeing down there so far? Well, we can't hear Rick yet, but we will be going back to him shortly.
Yard line. 2nd and 3.
Still a tandem eye. Same play. It's going to be a touchdown.
This time. That'll be 5 yards for the touchdown. The 149 mark, Ohio extends its lead for the touchdown. Finn Bowers, a great touchdown there, and Ohio takes advantage of great field position to extend their lead. And Rick, I believe I can hear you down there. Let's hear from you about what we saw in this last series.
New players, which is opening up gaps. And then, of course, they this last touchdown here, they put in number 50, Oldacre from Eastern, who was last year's Division VII Defensive Player of the Year. They put him in to lead that tandem eye, and he's just clearing house.
And the kick is up by Chase Dumont, and it is good. And at the 149 mark, it is Ohio on top.
With 149.
By the score of 9-0, apparently it was no good. Hard to see in this sunshine off the monitor.
The scoreboard shows it was good. Yeah,
that is true. Yep.
I don't know.
So everything's gone Ohio's way so far in this game, Mike.
They have dominated, and they look much stronger. But that can change.
Momentum shifts. We saw that in last year's game. It was back and forth, and West Virginia pulled it out. Ohio now getting ready to kick it off.
Oh,
gets through. It hit him in the hands.
Okay, so touchback. People wonder about that. Some people will say, well, that was a fumble. Well, the impetus of the ball carried through the player into the end zone, so therefore it's a touchback.
So West Virginia will start 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
That's a rule a lot of people don't understand because they think because he touched it that it should be up for grabs, but no, it's not. Because they say that the impetus of the ball carried into the end zone, the player did not put it in the end zone.
Ian Cruikshank still in there for the West Virginia All-Stars. At quarterback, he's got two men beside him. Man in motion. He's going to pass. He's facing the heat, and he'll get dragged down inside the 10-yard line.
And that was number 12, Logan Nicewanger from Morgan High School.
So Nicewanger can not only pass real well, he's also a great defender.
Yep. And that time they came through untouched.
Illegal formation.
That's going to be declined.
Judd Cooper along the guys up front, along with Stephen Davis. For the Ohio All-Stars, the guys in the backfield include Xavier Cunningham and Cam Smith. 2nd and 17 after that big loss. Going to the air, hits his man in the flat.
That reception was Avery Brown, East Fairmont High School.
Brown was a Big Ten Conference first team member.
Ball moves up to the 21-yard line, 3rd and 9.
So much more manageable. It's still 3rd and long, but 3rd and 9 as opposed to 3rd and 17.
Yeah, the West Virginia team has not been out of their own territory.
Avery Brown lined up on the near side. We've got Twins up top of the screen. Throws it for first down yardage. Nice pass.
Nice catch.
For two defenders. That was Avery Brown from East Fairmont getting the job done.
Absolutely, nice catch.
So that moves the chains for the first time tonight, I think, for West Virginia.
Yes.
As we're under a minute to go here in the first quarter of the 29th annual Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Football Classic.
For a good cause.
All the money's raised helps fund research for a cure for that dread disease. Crookshanks hanging off the low. We see a flag on the play, I believe. Low pushes it almost to midfield, but I believe that's coming back. I think they got a hold. First play of the second quarter. West Virginia has the ball after a holding penalty, and it is 1st and 20 yards to go for the first down. Handoff, not much there. Good play by the interior part of that Ohio All-Star lineup.
So far, Jim, I'm being made out as I know what I'm talking about, I guess, because the offensive and defensive lines for Ohio so far in this game is dominated.
West Virginia back in the huddle.
I'll tell you, there's a 78 Brady Colburn from Meigs County, 6'6", 280 pounds. He's doing a heck of a job on that defensive line. Number 78.
In Crookshanks at quarterback. Got the man in motion. He slings one out to the near sideline. That's a nice catch there by the West Virginia offense, and that is Sean Winfrey from Tyler pulling that ball in.
It's a well-thrown ball, too, Jim. That's a tough pass to make. That swing pass.
And he pulls it in, and he gets about 8 yards on that, so it'll be 3rd and 9. Crookshanks get the play in from his coach. Brings the guys up to the line. Jake Delancey split wide right. Going to the air. A little push off there, and I think the referee saw it.
Yep.
And the official is Larry McClory's group. They called a hold as he got a yank there. That'll be the automatic first down. So 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Nice cutback on the handoff. He's still on his feet.
Nice run that time by
Sean
Winfrey.
Yeah, Sean Winfrey, excuse me. Both have a 4 for their second digit. I misread the first.
Jim, he made a nice shallow cut in that line of scrimmage because he started out to the right side and then cut back to the left. Did a great job of picking up what looks like about 5 yards.
Yeah, Sean Winfrey is a 2-time first-team All-State. He's also a 3-time All-LKC. The kid from Tyler Consolidated, the Silver Knights. Crookshanks hands it off once again. And he stays on his feet, gets balance, and he picks up about 17, 18 yards on that play.
Sean Winfrey again made a nice cut, and then he cut back that time to the left, picked up big yardage.
Seems as if they picking up a little head of steam here, getting untracked after a slow start. So the ball's at the 37-yard line, and West Virginia trying to cut into that 9-point lead for Ohio. Once again, why not? It's Winfrey on his way, and he sticks his head down, just bowls over a defender.
Picks up about 8 or 9 yards, Jim. It's awful. It's 9 yards, it looks like.
Hey, if it's working, keep on to it. Defense can show us it can stop it. Of course, a lot of times it's that the run sets up the pass. We'll see here if they stick with the run here, if they sing the throw to pass into the end zone for a touchdown. 2nd and short. You take a shot here or just follow it for the first down?
Why not?
He's keeping it. Crookshanks breaks a ankle tackle.
Oh, nice catch.
Throws it down to about the 12 or 13-yard line. And that is picked up by Avery Brown from East Fairmont. So
good receiver.
East Fairmont quarterback to an East Fairmont receiver for the first down.
That's 2 on this drive, but he's caught 2 really good catches.
Yeah, inside the red zone for the first time tonight for West Virginia. Coach Kimes likes what he's seeing here from his guys on the Big O. Crookshanks throws one. Into the flat. It looked like it could have been to Winfrey or it could be somebody else.
It was in between the two of them. Yeah, he threw it low.
Nice young man there and enjoying it. He's throwing towards the tight end, Christian Tuttle, we hear from Rick Marshall, along the sidelines. I think that's the first time Tuttle's seen the ball come in his direction.
6'3", 205 from Tyler Consolidated.
Hey, timeout.
And we hear timeout.
Timeout being called.
Ohio, or the Coach Kimes didn't like what he saw. So it is a timeout, West Virginia.
Yeah, we might as well use them because you can't take them to the second half. And this is a good timeout for West Virginia. You don't want to make a mistake now, not in this when you're down in this deep.
And the first half timeouts, it's better to use them than take them into the locker room with him.
Yeah, and leave them there.
Yeah,
you can't use them second half.
I think NBA men's basketball, you used to be able to keep those timeouts in men's basketball.
No.
As we hear the All-Star Band here, we remind you at halftime, we'll be hearing the band perform tonight. True All-Stars along with the players. And we'll have a special tribute for a young man who meant so much to this football game, and this game was a part of his life, and a man who suffered from cystic fibrosis, Travis Flores.
Yep.
And we'll be having a tribute to him at halftime.
You know, Jim, the crowd has picked up since the opening kickoff. So we can't see the West Virginia side since we're on it, but the Ohio side is pretty good crowd over there.
Yeah, and the crowd along the West Virginia side is checking it out a couple of minutes ago. It's wall to wall from each side, so it's a great crowd. And why not? It's a great night for football, great weather temperature, and a great cause. Crookshanks.
Nice
hits is wide over.
Nice run.
Receiver, and that is a good catch for Ashton Bourne, I believe. No, excuse me, check that. That's 25. Christian Tuttle, the tight end. And they tried that play earlier and went back to it, and this time it was successful. So that's down to the 5-yard line.
And we're going to
that'll be
about 2
short, yep.
It actually looks shorter than 2, doesn't it, Jim?
Yeah. But the umpire just put it back about the length of a football. They're so persnickety about that. Crookshanks with 2 running backs beside him, and he takes it all on his
touchdown.
own.
Looked like
very close to that goal line, and we have a signal yet.
Nope.
The players say touchdown.
No, they're going to say
but they say just shy.
Well, the nose-left football is almost on the goal line.
Yep. So 3rd and short, West Virginia knocking on the door here in the second quarter at the 8:20 mark. You think they'll pound Winfrey in there?
I would.
And they do.
And it works. Touchdown.
At the 8-minute mark here in the second quarter, West Virginia gets on the board with the short touchdown run, a 1-yard touchdown run by Sean Winfrey from Tyler Consolidated High School, and Mountain State pulls within 3 with that touchdown. They will go for the kick instead of the 2-point conversion here. Still a lot of time to go in this ball game, and West Virginia will kick the ball with be Sam Miller for the extra points, the St. Mary's grad. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And so West Virginia pulls to within a couple of points at 9-7. The difference in this ball game being the early safety. And Rick Marshall down there. You got us, Rick?
Good.
Yes, we can hear you. What do you have for us?
Well, I mean, the first few drives, what you saw was the Ohio team was being more aggressive. They're pulling, doing a little bit of zone blocking, and then you're getting into West Virginia this last drive. Really tried to spread the Ohio team out. The tight end was running a little shadow block and then was cutting out to the flat. It was leaving him wide open because Ohio was sending pressure off of the corner. So now teams are starting to balance out. I think they're starting to understand what the other one's doing. Should be interesting to see how the rest of this half continues to go on and play out.
Thanks, Rick. West Virginia now getting ready to boot the ball away. It's a little squiver up the middle.
It's out of bounds.
And that will roll out of bounds. And so 1st and 10
at the 35.
For the Ohio I-Stars at the 35-yard line. Back in the old days, that would come out to the 20-yard line. That was a nice kick for West Virginia. Jake Delancey comes off carrying the tee with him. He did his job. Still in at quarterback is Cable Isley from River. Looks like the blitz coming. He's rolling to his left, rolling away from that blitz.
Oh, good hit.
He gets knocked down about the 40-yard line. He picked up a 5, but that was a good shot.
And once again, guess who? Number 1, Brandon Richardson from Roane County. Jim, that's 3 sticks in this game that have been outstanding.
Oh, my. Willis Starcher blitzed from the left side of that line for Ohio, and he was chasing for West Virginia, and he was chasing Isley all the way. Or I should say Ethan Holliday was blitzing, and he was chasing Isley all the way, but he still picked up 5 yards.
Oh,
hand off the middle, not much running room there. That's Finn Bowers once again.
The tackle that time for West Virginia was made by number 4, Channing Lowe from Worth County. Beautiful job.
A couple of low boys playing Worth County Tigers, now playing for the West Virginia All-Stars. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. So West Virginia could get some big momentum here back for their offense if they can get a 3 and out here.
Swing was over
coming. He throws it across his body over the middle.
Going to be short.
Caught, but it will be about a yard short. You've got a decision to make here, Mike. You're on your own side of the 50.
I think you kick it away. You've got to.
Yeah, I see the punt team coming on.
That catch was made by Ethan Snyder. Made a nice job. He's from Frontier High School.
So 4th and 1. Well, now they're coming out in formation. The power eye.
The tandem eye again.
Hands it off to the running back dotting the eye. And that
got it.
Bowers, and Bowers picks it up. He'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards.
Another good hit on the tackle that time, and guess who again? Brandon Richardson, number 1. Folks, keep your eye on number 1 because he's like a bullet out of a gun.
And number 1 in your program and number 1 in the heart of defensive coaches everywhere.
Oh, if you were going to pick a defensive player of the game right now, he'd have to be because, I mean, he's perfect tackles, form tackles that are just great.
How demoralizing it is for a defense when you get it at 4th down like that and you can't get the stop.
Well, it gets in your head.
Rolling right and throwing, and ball was tipped, I believe. Incomplete, says the officials.
He took a shot.
Yeah.
As he was releasing the ball, he was leveled. And, that'll get in your head, too.
Yeah. That was sending a little bit of a message here.
Stand by 1.
Up to the line comes the Ohio All-Stars. And they've got that power I formation. This time, same result, same running play. This time to the right side. And he gets a couple of yards.
And the tackle was made by Josiah DeMoss from St. Mary's. We've mentioned his name a couple of times on tackles.
Had a great career for the Blue Devils.
I talked to Jody Moat before the game about his ball club, St. Mary's, this fall coming. He said he lost a lot of players.
To graduation?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully not the transfer portal. Ohio takes the timeout here, their second timeout of the half at the 4:46 mark. And we'll take a short timeout, and we'll be back with more Football Frenzy Overtime after this. And welcome back to Football Frenzy Overtime. Just seconds ago, Ohio tries to run a passing play, but West Virginia comes through
Channing
with the
Lowe.
big blitz by Channing Lowe, the Worth County Tiger. The Tiger was on the prowl, and he caught his prey there for a huge loss. And that'll bring up 4th down and 5.
No, it's 4th down and almost 20.
Almost 20, and that'll bring up the punting team. Yeah. Caught on the fly by West Virginia, and they'll get snowed under. That was Ethan Holliday. West Virginia had the ball 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line.
I tell you, that kick was almost blocked. I thought when they lined up, but the punter was too close to the line of scrimmage, Jim, and so let's look forward to the next time they punt.
We do have a flag on the play all the way back at the 36-yard line, so we'll see what that's about.
They call the hands to the face. That's a 10-yard penalty.
So that'll move the ball.
Yeah, that gave the West Virginia team an extra 10 yards.
Yeah, 41-yard line now. And we're ready to play. It's strictly a run play there, and then just about a 1 or 2 yards for Crookshanks.
The middle of that Ohio line that time stuffed the play. At the bottom of that pile for Ohio was number 72, Judd Cooper from Waterford.
Coming in from the sidelines for West Virginia is Sawyer Van Mater. Also played quarterback.
Nice swing pass.
To the right side, just a couple of yards.
Good defense that time by Ohio, and I'm trying to pick up the number. It looks like 54 for Ohio. Stephen Davis from Gallia Academy.
I believe that pass was by Van Mater. He was from Wahama High School. Van Mater, two-time All-Star, All-State player, passed for over 1,200 yards and 16 touchdowns. He also ran for 1,600 yards and 27 touchdowns. So Coach Kimes has quite an arsenal at his disposal in a quarterback.
We have a penalty, Jim. Holding. Oh, they declined. Ohio declined the penalty. And now it's going to be a 3rd down for West Virginia and about 7. That's one of those decisions that you could look at and say, we might take that. I believe I would have taken that penalty and added more yardage to what they have to get.
I think Coach Jackson has some confidence in his defense here.
Yeah.
He wants to get the ball back. They're under 3 minutes to go. Van Mater now at quarterback.
I heard a whistle.
Oh, my.
Well, now it pays off for Ohio because, they get the additional yardage on a penalty.
That seems like a week 1 mistake of the fall season, and of course it's been a long time since they played. So it's Van Mater, and he's got Chase Lowe from Wirt County behind him. And now he slings one over. And it's picked off by the Ohio All-Stars. I believe that was Cole Searle who got that interception. It is.
Yes, it was.
So Ohio, that's why he didn't turn down the penalty. When he got the interception.
Yeah, he knew he was going to get that. Number 8, Cole Searle from Morgan High School, went up high in the air and just took the ball away from the receiver. He just outthought him.
He was 2nd-team All-State as a receiver, and he's pretty darn good defensive back as well.
Absolutely. We got 2:27 remaining here in the 2nd period, Jim. They still have time to score.
And they showed the ability to come up with a big play. And I believe that's Niswanger in at quarterback. He hits his receiver Elijah Lyris Kelly of Marietta High School. That'll be.
They need about 4.5 yards for first down.
And since he was out of bounds, the clock stops, and Ohio has one timeout remaining, I believe.
Yes. Oh. He took a hit in the face as he was trying to get out of there.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, they lost some yardage.
Cable Isley.
It's going to be third and about 6.5 to 7 yards.
Clock is rolling. West Virginia content to let the clock roll here. .145. 10 seconds on the play clock.
Oh,
not much running room there, and he gets knocked down by West Virginia defender.
That's Turner Garrison.
Turner Garrison, Parkersburg South. The linebacker shoots through there and gets the job done.
West Virginia calls a timeout, Jim.
Yep.
And that's a good timeout to take. It's going to be fourth and it looks like about 10 or 11 yards.
So they'll get the ball back, and I believe they'll have one timeout left in their pocket, and about close to about 120, say, after the punt to work with it.
Yeah, there's 1:33 remaining here in the first half. West Virginia, I'll tell you what I would do in this situation after that last punt, Jim. I would go after him because he's not back deep enough, and they almost blocked the last one.
Rick Marshall, what do you think of the what you've been seeing from the West Virginia defense, and what do you expect here on this play?
Well, I mean, the first thing that stands out obviously is Richardson and they're doing a good job filling the gaps, and they've delivered some great hits. Offensively for Ohio, they can, if they stick with pounding the football, they've had a lot of success where they've had troubles when they try to spread it out and pass it.
They're going for it here in fourth down.
Looks like they threw West Virginia. Let's see, was he drawn off, or did the West Virginia shoot across?
No, I believe that's against Ohio. False start. I don't understand this.
76 wobbled.
I don't know what they were trying to do. They're going to run it because they're going to turn the ball over to West Virginia here.
Quick kick? No, not quick kick, but he's good. They're going for it. He's going to the air, and he throws it incomplete. That'll stop the clock at the 1:28 mark. So West Virginia gets the ball, good field position.
You know, Jim, I don't understand that because you're leading 9-7, but now you're going to turn the ball over to West Virginia with 1:28 seconds to go in the half.
And West Virginia drove the ball downfield. Really got their momentum going in their last drive to take the lead. So first and 10 from the 37. West Virginia remains with Crookshanks. Ian Crookshanks in at quarterback. He's going deep. He has a man. Incomplete. His intended receiver was Avery Brown, his teammate from East Fairmont, but incomplete. So that'll bring up second 10.
For Brown.
Just took about 6 or 7 seconds off the clock.
Cunningham on the coverage.
Little more air, and that's a touchdown.
Oh, my. Rick, what do you think about a screen pass right here?
Crookshanks looking deep over the middle, incomplete. That'll bring up third and 10.
wide open for a curve. And I'd like to see him throw about a 10 to 15-yard curl.
In the limited time, Mike, that they've had to practice, how many offensive pass plays do you think they have set in their arsenal?
I have no idea, but it'd be very, very few.
Mm-hmm. You can't have a lot of nuances. You have to just go with the basics. We got one receiver up top, one. Just a running play. Brings it down to 33 seconds. West Virginia has a timeout left. I don't believe they'll use it. And they've just spotted the play for action so they can run the clock out here. Now the quarterback is looking at his, they have a play called anyway, and he's looking at his armband. That's Isley there. Let's see if they'll go for one long bomb here. And he is. He's got an arm on him. Well recovered. Oh, it's caught. It'll be run out of bounds as the clock expires. No time on the clock. At the halftime, it is Ohio 9, West Virginia 7. And stay tuned. We'll stay with it right here as there'll be a special tribute for Travis Flores coming up momentarily.
Line up on the 40.
Players for both sides lined up at the 40-yard line to listen to this.
Yeah, ask them if we're good to go. Go. Yeah.
We'd like to take a moment to reflect on the significance of this event, the battle against cystic fibrosis. It's truly a battle, not just on the court or the field, but for those facing cystic fibrosis head-on. Travis Flores epitomized this fight, never surrendering and pushing his limits to the very end. He brought us together for this event numerous times over the years. He offered hope to children everywhere through his own wish, granted by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And through his own book and foundation, he empowered hospitalized children to connect with the world and find strength together. Travis Flores, at 33 years, old as of April, a 3-time double lung transplant recipient, held a master's degree in philanthropy from NYU. He was also the author of an award-winning children's book, a beloved son, brother, husband, and friend. Travis passed away on May 23rd, surrounded by his immediate family. Let's please observe a moment of silence for Travis, his family, and the Oregon donor families whose generosity allowed Travis to defy the odds and share extraordinary years with his loved ones. His family is forever grateful to them and to anyone considering that choice. You are the true heroes. Thank you. For those in the fight, never give up on your hopes and dreams. As Travis said, you can have more time, more family, more friends, more love, more hope, more experiences, more life. Travis's family will be having a celebration of life in his honor at 2 p.m. on Saturday, July 13th at the Newport Elementary School in Newport. Thank you for loving him. BACF band director is British.
Hey, welcome back to halftime.
Ladies and gentlemen, the BACF All-Star Pep Band.
All right. Jason, interesting first half. Tell me what was good for you in the first half and what you need to improve in the second half.
Defense come out great there. The first series, we had that first play. We thought we got a safety on tackle in the end zone. The officials put his forward progress out, but then it worked out for us in the end there. We got that safety on the bobbled punt. So that definitely is the difference right now, that 2-point difference. You know, in an all-star game when you got two equal groups of all-stars, I mean, that's pretty huge, really, even though it's just 2 points. But offensively, we got some things going from our spread. Our passing's got to come alive, though. You know, we showed right there, Elijah Leary-Kelly got that long ball. That we had that set up a couple times, and then our pass blocking is broken down. So we got to get that adjusted. And then you got to give West Virginia credit. They could have folded tense, but they got back. Got in that little power set there and got several first downs and scored. So great game, very exciting.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Get in there, coach them up at halftime. We'll see you a good second half. Back to you, Jim and Mike.
The battle against cystic fibrosis game is more involvement than just the football or basketball game. The committee of these games is made up by 15 people who help out with each event. The event now enters its 29th year. Jody Moat, the director of the football game, explains what it means to see it grow over the years. Every year, the games have players from Ohio and West Virginia on the gridiron or on the court in a friendly matchup.
So I think it's just neat, and it just tells you the testament of the history through the years where it started, and now you get something that's continuing to go on and it's continuing to grow.
When speaking on the event, Moat says raising funds for people with cystic fibrosis is a focus for the game.
It's like everything, every disease or medical situation or condition, it affects everybody differently. But the bottom line, obviously, you have it, and that's what's awesome about this game is that you're trying to help those with it.
No matter where you are, Moat explains that the committee members are everywhere and are willing to help you get involved.
We would definitely steer you in the right direction because we have different people from different locations in the Mid-Ohio Valley, both Ohio and West Virginia.
This is Peyton Brooker from St. Mary's, WTAP News. This is home.
Did make.
Hayden George is 8 years old and was diagnosed when she was 2 weeks old with cystic fibrosis. CF is a disease that affects the lungs, pancreas, and digestive system. She is thrilled for the BACF football game because she hopes that maybe one day there will be a cure.
It is a lung disease that you get when you are born. I feel grateful
because then maybe they'll find a cure and all people who have CF, they can stop living like this.
Her mom, Allie, states that she is extremely thankful for everyone's support, not only from the county, but statewide.
It is amazing to know that there is so much support, not just within our community, but within states surrounding our community. Please make sure you come out and support the Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis football game. It'll help not only Jaden, but anybody else battling cystic fibrosis all around us.
If you are unfamiliar with cystic fibrosis, Allie walks us through what Jaden experiences and her symptoms.
Jaden in particular has issues with her pancreas and her digestive system due to her cystic fibrosis and the increase of mucus that causes. There are thousands, if not millions, of different genes that can create cystic fibrosis. Jaden has been very lucky to have a mild form of cystic fibrosis. There are others that are not so lucky, so any bit of support, whether it's just awareness, if it's donations, anything helps with cystic fibrosis.
The BACF game will air on MeTV May 31st at 7 p.m. and the pregame begins at 6:30. In Marietta, Haley Lanham, WTAP News, this is home.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back to St. Mary's for the BACF Classic. I have the honor here to get a talk to Jaden George, who is going to speak to us. This is Jaden's third year speaking to everybody. Jaden, tell me a little bit about what you think about the BACF game so far.
What I think about this BACF football game, I think that it is nice to have people who want to learn about CF and want to raise awareness for it. I think that is really nice.
That's great. So, Jeff, being her dad, what has this been like to be here with Jaden every year going through this?
It means the world to me to have such a small community come together and rally this hard and bring this much money and bring so much awareness. It hits the bottom of my heart so hard that people just don't understand how much it means to us.
Jaden? Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier. What is your favorite cartoon character?
Bluey.
Bluey. How come Bluey's your favorite cartoon character?
I don't know. I just like Bluey ever since I was like 3.
Do you have anybody else you love to watch and cheer on?
No.
No. Only Bluey. Okay. And you've got a little bit of talent, too. You did something for us earlier before we went on the camera. What was that?
Cartwheel.
Cartwheel? Have you worked a long time trying to develop a cartwheel?
Many years.
They had to help me get the flip motion. They had to get the flip motion before, so I could do it. And then one day, I just did it.
And by the way, she does a very good job. Maybe we can get her to do it again before we get off air.
I'll do it.
So, Jaden, tell me a little bit. Who has been your favorite player over the years of the BACF game?
I don't really know because I don't know any of the names.
Well, that's a good one. Well, who was your favorite coach?
Coach Moat.
Coach Moat. Did Jody pay you to say that?
No, because he's the only football coach that I've ever known.
Well, that's a big shout out to Jody. Jody is a great individual. Well, what do you want to tell all the viewers in the Mid-Ohio Valley?
I don't know.
What would you like to see happen here in the second half? Who do you want to win?
West Virginia.
There you go, folks. She wants West Virginia to win the second half. You think I can get you up here to do another cartwheel for us?
I'll do another cartwheel.
Can you do it right in front of us? Here we go. All right, folks, there you go. Let's give it up for Jaden. Back to you, Jim and Mike.
Thanks, Rick. What a special young lady, and dealing with cystic fibrosis and all the money that is being raised through the football all-star game here in the Mid-Ohio Valley and the basketball all-star games is going directly to research to help find a cure someday. So hopefully she doesn't have to deal with this for much longer. You're watching the BACF All-Star Football Classic. It's 9-7. Ohio on top of West Virginia. Looking at some of the first half stats, And for Ohio, they're passing the stats. It's Isley, 5 of 7 for 96 yards for the Ohio All-Stars. For West Virginia, Crookshanks is 6 for 10 for 61 yards. Rushing leader for Ohio is Bowers, 10 rushes for 32 yards. And for West Virginia, it is Winfrey, 6 rushes for 27 yards. And receiving yardage, it is Kelly, 2 catches for 51 yards. And for West Virginia, it's Bowers with 3 catches for 34 yards. And Mike, you've got the scoring summary for us.
Yeah, and it's very easy to do because we only had 3 scores in the game. And it started off with 5:29 left in the first quarter. Ohio got a safety when the punter for West Virginia stepped back on the end line, and that made it Ohio leading 2-0. And then with 1:49 left in the first period, Ohio scored again, this time on a 4-yard run by Flynn Bowers. The kick was good, making the score at that time 9-0 Ohio. Then it looked at that time, Jim, that it was going to be kind of tough on West Virginia because at that point, Ohio had dominated. Then we start the second quarter, and we get deep into the second quarter, and with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, West Virginia scored on a 1-yard run by Winfrey. The kick was good. That made the score 9-7 at that point, and that's where we end up in the first half. Now, it's going to be interesting here in the second half, Jim, to see which team picks it up a notch. And West Virginia is going to receive the second half kickoff.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Let's go down to the sideline Mike. Let's go to Rick Marshall on the sideline with the head coach Matt Kimes of the West Virginia All-Stars. Rick. Well, let's see if Kevin can hear us, our camera crew. Oh, well, they can't hear us. We hope to get a word from Coach Kimes here shortly. The players are back out on the field, been warming up. And let's go down to Rick Marshall and Matt Kimes. Rick.
Thanks, Jim. I'm here with Coach Kimes, the coach for West Virginia. Nope. Now we're up. I'm here with Matt Kimes, coach of the West Virginia team. Coach, tell me a little bit about what went wrong in the first half and what corrections we need to make to bring home a win in the second half.
Yeah, so, a couple drives on offense. We got behind the chains, had long yardage, first and 20, second 20. It's hard to be successful in any game, especially an all-star game with guys that aren't on the same page in the passing game as much. So the one drive where we stayed on cycle, got some rhythm going, we were able to go down and score. Defensively, we're flying around making plays. It's probably going to come down to who makes a mistake. Hopefully that's not us. Hopefully they do, and we can take advantage of it.
All right, Coach. Good job. Good luck second half.
All right, thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
And thanks, Rick and Coach Kimes. And we're just moments away from the second half kickoff here. The 29th annual Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis All-Star Football Classic. This began back in the 1990s. A father who had a daughter with cystic fibrosis came up with this idea. And it's really snowballed over the years. After started out as a football all-star game, and then basketball came in a number of years after that. And they've literally raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for research for the All-Star or for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So a very worthy cause, and it's great to see the coaches and the players volunteer their times, and of course all athletic administrators that help put this on. And the Hall of Fame, the committee, Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Committee, has many dedicated employees that do their part to raise money for cystic fibrosis research.
Well, Jim, looking at the first half, the player that stands out to me is Brandon Richardson from Roane County High School and all the hard tackles that he's made.
He has. He's been a real stickler on defense. West Virginia gets the opening kickoff, and I believe that is breaking it free to the near sideline. Has blockers in front of him across the 30. He gets knocked down to about the 28-yard line. So West Virginia, what a start. Ethan Holliday on the move there. And Holliday electrifies this crowd. Let's take a look at the replay, Mike.
Well, he looks up in front of him to take a look at the blocking scheme and just picks his way through there. Nice job, nice cut there. And then he stuck the ball on the outside arm like you're supposed to do. and he just keeps on motoring down the field until number 54 for Ohio came up. That Stephen Davis from Guy Academy makes the tackle.
Sometimes in these all-star situations, special teams really hasn't had a lot of chance to work together as a unit, and sometimes you'll see breakdowns like that.
Exactly.
Okay, West Virginia has Ian Cruikshanks back as the starting quarterback, the all-state quarterback from East Fairmont. He's going to Glenville State University. He hands it off.
It's not going anywhere.
No, that was to Lowe from Wirt County, Chase Lowe.
Number 50, Brandon Oldecker from Eastern made the tackle.
Chase Lowe, first-team All-State Class Single A. He rushed for over 1,600 yards this past season for the Tigers. Had 18 touchdowns to his credit. So they will gain of very little. They'll call it 2nd and 10, maybe an inch or two. Now with two men beside him, Cruikshanks.
There's movement on the offensive line for West Virginia, so it's going to be a motion penalty against them.
So after a promising start with this half, with a great kickoff return, they've marched back on 2 successive plays.
Second 15.
A fast-moving first half, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. Don't jinx it. This is the second time West Virginia's been deep in the territory in the last 2 possessions that they've had, right at the end of the first half and now here at the beginning of the second half. It'll be a shame if they cannot stick it in the end zone.
Trying to take the lead here. Nice handoff, and once again, Lowe gets a handoff, but the defense was waiting. At the bottom of the pile was number 75. That's Jace Miller.
From Waterford, 6'4", 230. Brady Colburn from Meigs is not back in there. I wonder if he's hurt. That's number 78. He's 6'6", 280. Did a good job, especially in the first quarter.
Big third down play for West Virginia. Cruikshanks has protection. Now he's scrambling. Flips one over the middle. Over the top. Was a defender. Good defense there.
Right, great defense.
Avery Brown was the intended receiver. That's
Searle, I think, was the one who broke it up.
Yeah, Searle, yes. Yeah. It almost seemed as if the West Virginia receiver, Brown, almost had to turn defender there.
He turned defender on that.
So 4th down.
West Virginia's had 2 golden opportunities here at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, and they haven't been able to capitalize on it. They got 4th.
Looks like they're going for it.
Yep.
4th and 17. You wouldn't see that in the regular season. Cruikshanks zips one. It is tipped and incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
Yeah, Brandon Burdett was there in for the defense for West Virginia. So West Virginia promising kickoff return, but it comes to nothing, and Ohio will take over on downs.
Well, they went long on all those passes, Jim. I'd like to see both teams try to hit, quick outs, curls, that are possession passes, rather than trying to go long all the time.
We've got a baseball update for you in the West Virginia Class Single A semifinals. The Williamstown Yellow Jackets beat Buffalo 4-0, so the Yellow Jackets are moving on to the championship round tomorrow. That's a big reason why I haven't seen Max Melessa and other Williamstown state champion football stars in this game. They're trying to win a baseball championship.
Yes, sir. I tell you that, Jim, I cannot praise that youngster enough. Brandon Richardson, number 1. Every time he hits you and hits these running backs, their headgear's pointing back to their goal line. That means he's making super hits. And, he's not real big. He's 5'7", 160 pounds. But he hits like a sledgehammer. Keep an eye on him when West Virginia's on defense.
That'll be bring up 2nd down now after a pickup of about 4 yards.
And he's making a lot of those tackles coming up from deep safety position. That's even more amazing.
Ohio now continues to have Cable Isley in as a quarterback. Isley rolling right, going back.
Nice vision.
Cuts it up the middle, and he'll be very close to first down yardage. Maybe about
2.
Yep, got a yard and a half shy. And that young man, going to be a football player someday. There you go. He's got his mittens out. It's getting cold here in St. Mary's once the sun goes down.
I put a jacket on up here in the press box.
I've got my headsets to keep me warm. Here we go. West Virginia see if they get a stop here. Ohio trying to move the chains.
West Virginia came busting through. They didn't block anybody.
Nope. Great play there for West Virginia. In on the tackle. The first guy there was Luke Lowry. Luke Lowry in there early, got his legs and brought him down. So fourth down.
And then the guy that cleaned up on that tackle was Turner Garrison from Parkersburg South.
4th and 5, and I would expect Ohio to go for it. I don't think they brought a punter with them. It's a game.
Well, he's back deep enough. He's going
right.
to quick.
He did that in the first half. He did a little pooch punt. There you go. And he's got a pretty good leg on him.
That's a good leg.
And it's still rolling inside the 5.
And that's how they scored in the first half.
Yep, they got a safety out of that series.
Yep.
Rolls it inside the 5, about the 5-yard line. And the last time when he did it in the first half, he got it down all the way down to the 2-yard line. So great punt there.
Good punt. Excellent.
And with West Virginia coming on, we'll take a quick break and be back after this. Welcome back to Football Frenzy Overtime, the BA's Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis edition. West Virginia had a short gain here for about
just a quick hitter
3 yards, a quick hitter up the middle, and so West Virginia trying to move out of the shadow of the goalpost there and get the ball downfield. Ohio trying to pin them up and get good field position for their offense the next time. These young ladies enjoying themselves. See some Morgan football fans up there in the Ohio stands across the way. Ball's on the ground, and Ohio, I believe so. Yes, it is. Let's get the number there. That is 51, and that is Cole Wright for Ohio. A big turnover by the Ohio defense coming away with the takeaway, and they're in business. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
The quarterback and running back just did not mesh, and that's how that ball came out.
Yeah, it was confusion there. It was trying to get the number. West Virginia now, or Ohio trying to cash in. Here they're back in the huddle. Play comes in from the sideline.
Let's see if they line up in that tandem eye where they have all the backs lined up straight behind the quarterback. Yes,
that was a successful formation the first half. Bowers is dotting the eye, and he gets it. He's rolling right. He slices forward for inside the 5-yard line to almost down to the 3-yard line. Good call, Mike. In on the tackle for West Virginia was Chase Parsons. Talking about X's and O's, Mike.
Future football player.
Or coach. Okay, 2nd and goal from the 4.
Nice.
There he keeps it to himself, and the defense is there. And nicely strung out there by West Virginia. That was Caden Humphreys on the tackle there. He stayed at home.
Beautiful. Off of that play, tell you what, that bootleg pass will work.
Indeed, so I'll make 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Caden Humphreys' first team Big Ten Conference second team All-State, making the play there. And going back to Bowers. Bowers slices, but he goes down to the 1 yard line. So that'd be 4th and goal at the 1.
That tackle that time was made by 55, Chase Parsons from Worth County.
He seemed a little bit slow getting up. His teammate had to help him get up. Let's see if he's okay. He kind of looks a little gimpy there.
4th and goal.
So big play for both teams.
Yep.
And going back to that stacked I formation. Bowers cutting left. West Virginia strings it out, and they'll keep him out of the end zone. 3 defenders finally brought down by Brandon Richardson, the name we've called so many times. But if we look at the replay.
The guy that really made that play is 33, though. What's 33? He comes up, he stopped him.
Josiah DeMoss, a St. Mary's player.
So now both teams have had a golden opportunity to score. West Virginia in the first half at the end, Ohio right here, and neither one of them scored.
You know, usually usually offenses can shine in these all-star games, but the defenses have really come up big so far late in the first half and here in the second half. Oh, whistle. What do we have here?
Probably motion.
Oh, there's something on the field. It looks like a water bottle.
Somebody must have thrown it out on the field. If they did, I want to find out who threw it out that far.
Yeah, sign them up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. Just under 5 minutes to go. Crookshanks comes in after getting the call from his coach.
Stand by 1. 1, you're on.
Ooh, he just barely makes it out of the end zone.
Down at the bottom of the pile there,
Yeah.
making the tackle for Ohio is number 24.
Sean Winfrey running for West Virginia, number 24.
For West Virginia, yeah.
So both defenses coming up big. Ohio's trying to keep them in the pinned up deep in their own territory so their offense can get the ball back in good field position. Once again, it's a handoff, a nice cutback across the 5 yard line, picking up some yardage. And that was Winfrey once again. He's stout. He's 5'7", 5'11", that is, 170 pounds. A lot of muscle in that young man. Under 4 minutes to go here in a rapidly moving third quarter. 3rd and 3. Once again, his handoff. This time there's nothing there. West Virginia seemingly will have to punt. A little chippiness there. Some players fired up on both sides.
Ohio's going to get good field position, and depending on the amount of return, could be real good field position.
Colin Wilcoxon among those for Ohio making the play. 4th and 3. And back to punt for West Virginia is Josiah DeMoss. Now a late player coming in from the sidelines. They didn't have all their players out there. That's Tristan Tuttle. Yeah, you don't want to be punting with only 10 guys. A high snap, but he gets it, control, and he gets a foot on it and gets it away. It's going to bounce Ohio's way. The ball hit about the 41 and was bouncing backward, but West Virginia came up and made the play. Sawyer Hunt to keep that ball going from getting closer to the goal line for Ohio.
The way this game's going, the next person that scores may win this game. You know, because both defenses have played well.
We'd like to thank the Inner Circle Wealth Management team for their generous contributions to the Ohio All-Stars. They were formed in 2015 by Bob Weinbrenner, Steve Hussey, and Heidi Schenz. Steve, Heidi, and Bob have worked together since 2008 for your financial planning needs. Bouncing it to the left now for Ohio is Brandon Burdett, the quarterback from Trimble. And I think your reaction says it all.
Guess who again?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I tell you, I've never seen a performance like this, ever. Number one, Brandon Richardson. I'm talking about a defensive performance. He hits like a sledgehammer.
He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's got a big heart, and he's not afraid to get in there.
When he sees you and gets you in his sights, look out, he's going to lower the boom on you. That makes at least 5 super hits that he's made in this ball game.
Not a lot of size, but he's perfect on his technique and his aggressiveness. His quarterback keeper and pushing ahead for a few yards is Burdett.
It'll be third down and about almost 9.
Burdett, a member of the Trimble Tomcats. He's had some pretty strong teams over the years in the last 20 years or so. Southeastern Ohio has good football. We've got a timeout here, and we'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more of the Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Classic after this. Welcome back to the Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis All-Star Classic. Ohio with a 2-point lead and the ball inside the West Virginia side of the 50-yard line, getting ready for their first play of this latest possession. And we got a little trickeration there, but West Virginia sticks it out, but Ohio just keeps pushing the ball forward. That's Garrett Perkins from Bellsville Blue Devils. And that was an interesting little play, a little trickeration there, and they move the ball forward. That'll bring up 4th and 7.
4th and 7.
And no doubt in my mind they're going for it. They get the play from the sideline.
They may have to call a timeout.
Yeah, play clock. Well, the play clock is not moving right now. I don't think now he just wound the clock. So that starts with 25. I think Burdett is there with Bowers alongside of him in the backfield. And it's a pass over the middle. Oh, too tall. He had a man wide open, and that would have gone for first down yardage and more. That was Caden McDougal from Waterford, I believe, wide open there, but the quarterback just couldn't get the ball to him.
If he has it, not only a big pickup, but it could have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
But guess what? Guess who was standing back there at the safety?
Yeah.
Number 1.
So West Virginia gets the ball back. And a lot better field position than they had the first time in this half, or the last series.
Well, both teams now have had it down deep in the other team's territory twice and haven't been able to score.
That is low. We've got a flag on the play. Might be a face mask, might be a hold. We'll have to see. It is a holding play.
Coach, I saw him motion to take the penalty. So,
the officiating crew is Larry McCloy as the referee. The umpire is Kevin Kesterson. Linesman is Bob Powell. The line judge, Rick Mollendick. Side judge, Jeff Cunningham. Field judge, Brett Ridgway. And back judge is Rob Wheeler. And I got to give a shout out to Rick Mollendick. He was a classmate of mine at Parkersburg Catholic way back in the early 70s.
Rick's been a long-time official.
Umpire, and
he was a referee at one time, and He just came back a couple of years ago.
That'll do it for the third quarter. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in the battle against cystic fibrosis after this. And welcome back to the battle against cystic fibrosis All-Star All-Star Football Classic, the 29th edition. It's the Ohio All-Stars on top of West Virginia by the score of 9-7. West Virginia has the ball to start the fourth quarter. They go to the air, and oh my goodness, a classic case of the receiver running the ball before he caught the ball. And so that'll be an incomplete pass.
That would have been a big game.
But it's so easy to do because you're so anxious to get down the field, but you have to make that first catch, the catch first before you can get on down the road. And after the penalty at the end of the third quarter, they're bring up 2nd and 20 for the Mountain State All-Stars. Van Mater's in at quarterback. He's keeping it. Picks up good yardage. Close to 15 yards on that play, I believe.
Close to it, and now they got a reasonable expectation here to get a first down.
Be third down, third at about 6, I believe, 6 yards, and as you say, that's easily picked up. Van Mater, quite a career.
At Bahama.
Yep, for the White Falcons. Now he's looking to pass.
Oh, it's hit in the air.
Oh, my goodness. Get the number.
Yep.
A big turnover there. That is Chase Dumont coming away with the interception.
From New Lexington, yes. That ball, it's tipped a couple of times. It came actually off the back of a West Virginia player.
Talk about a bad break for the Mountain State and a great...
That was almost going to hit the ground.
So Ohio now has the ball over the 50-yard lines, looking to extend their lead. That'll fire up the offense. Trips to the top of the screen, and that's Brandon Burdett running wide, the quarterback on the keeper, and almost a horse collar tackle there. It looked like he got grabbed from the back of the neck.
He got grabbed from behind
yeah.
by number 33, and Josiah DeMoss. He's made several tackles in this ball game too.
He dragged him down for a 1-yard loss. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
He ran him down, Jim, all the way from the backside.
That's a relentless pursuit.
No, he didn't quit. He showed good speed.
Elijah Aliris Kelly lined up at the top of the screen. Ohio will run it here on 2nd down.
Good positive yardage that time. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
Ball's across the 50-yard line to about the 44-yard line. And we've got that power formation. Oh, this time he gets knocked down. They were ready for that. That was Gavin Richards with the carry. He didn't get much.
Ethan Holiday, number 9, got in the backfield and tripped him up.
4th and 5.
Well, they moved the ball back. So
about 4th and 7, actually. So now West Virginia's defense trying to make another big stop here of Team Ohio.
I tell you what, Jim, I guess I'm ultra conservative, but in this situation, I'm leading the football game 9-7. Late in the ball game.
Ohio's going to take a quick timeout, and we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more after this.
WTAP is proud to honor these esteemed graduates of the class of 2024. These graduating seniors have gone above and beyond to achieve their class's highest honor. From Warren High School, Allison Grover, Benjamin Bishop, and Ethan Knott. Go Warriors! Congratulations to all our area graduates. Best wishes for your next adventure, wherever your future holds, and caps off to you from these sponsors.
Well, that was about a 20-second timeout. So while we were away, Ohio ran out on the field and kicked the ball away.
They allowed them to go, and normally you don't do that. The referee's got to set ready for play.
So anyway, they punt the ball away, and West Virginia will get the ball 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. There's 8:41 to go in this game. A field goal would put them ahead, and but scoring's been awfully hard to come by since the second quarter of this ball game.
Both teams have played well, Jim. They really have.
West Virginia with the run.
Nothing there.
They get thrown back.
They give him the benefit of the doubt, so he picked up about 2 yards.
Yeah, Sean Winfrey. His name's been called a lot, but he's reliable, holds on to the football, and usually gets positive yardage. He picked up 3 there. Crookshanks fires, and he hits Avery Brown at the 30-yard line.
Also a nice safe pass, and that's a quick out. And that's something I said in the first half. They should be running quick outs, curls, and they can do that all the way down the field because the secondary for Ohio is backing up when they show pass.
That'll move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Rick Marshall, we want to come to you after this play for your observations.
Trying to get this turned on. You might need to plug it in. That's fine. You need to plug it into the USB cable. So
he's going deep. Crookshanks. He has a man and is pulled in by Avery Brown at the 23-yard line. Oh, my goodness. That is a 58-yard pass completion connection between 2 Fairmont East football players. Crookshanks to Avery Brown, 57 yards, and West Virginia is in business. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Rick Marshall, what do you have for us down there? We'll come back to Rick. It's a handoff for West Virginia. Sean Winfrey trying to get around the left side. Stays on his feet. Tiptoes along the sidelines. He'll get 1st down yardage inside about the 13-yard line. Yeah, if we've got on that replay, he really showed his balance there, Mike.
He could have been stopped early, but he just makes a nice cut and gets outside there. Right there, he gets a job stiff arm.
Yeah, that stiff arm is a handy weapon to have. They put the ball at the 15-yard line. They must have stepped out there, and now it is 1st and 10. Crookshanks gets away from 1, gets away from 2, but the 3rd time is not the charm. Ohio's asking for it, and let's see if now we do have a flag on the play. I see it there at about the 19-yard line, 18-yard line.
It's going to be penalized and also lost it down.
Usually the quarterback will go up there and say, no, I was throwing to so-and-so, but Crookshanks has nobody to point out. And we see his reaction as he faced away from the picture from the official. So he trying to make a big play, Mike. and he got away from 2 guys. The third time he was in the wraps, and he just tried to pitch it to somebody, but nobody was there. And that can be dangerous because you could fumble the ball. So second and long at the 23-yard line. They'll run it, and what Ohio was ready for it.
Big 78 for Ohio. Slip it up so somebody else could make the tackle.
Judd, that was Brady Coburn. He called his number before.
In the second quarter, so he might have had an injury or something.
Or just resting till they needed him. And they need him now.
Boy, the first quarter, he was a bull in there.
Third down.
He's big, 6'6", 280.
Now I'm wondering here if they pick up 7 or 8 yards, if they might endeavor to go for a field goal, which would put them ahead.
We don't know or have access to who the kicker is.
Yeah, it's a St. Mary's kicker. It's Delancey, I believe. He throws it. It is tipped and incomplete. So they'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 20. Still 6 minutes to go in this game, so they can either go for it or pooch it away, and then rely on their defense to get the ball back for them. Yeah. Or coffin corner, or yeah. So you're saying you might as well go for it?
Go for it, and if you don't make the first down, you try to pick up a lot of yardage and pin them back if you can.
Mm-hmm. Well, West Virginia has 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. The big tight end there on the end of the line, Avery Brown. Crookshanks going to the end zone. He has a man in the far corner. I think Ashton Boron was the intended receiver, the St. Mary's product, but it was a little bit too long, so the Ohio defense holds, and they will get the ball back with the 6:07 mark to go in this ball game.
You know, Jim, I've lost count. Between the two teams, since the first quarter, they've blown several opportunities to score. They've been deep in each other's territory and haven't been able to come away with any points.
Rick Marshall, we can come to you and just your thoughts on the pace of this game and the direction it's taken here in the second half when you get a moment. West Virginia on the run. Or Ohio on the run, excuse me. Picks up about 4 yards. So Ohio, the clock is their friend. They would like to move the chains 3 or 4 times and grind out some yardage and take time off that clock and come away with the victory. The quarterback keeper, the defense is in there all over it. Yeah. Yeah, he's a very talented linebacker in on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 9. The clock is now under the 5-minute mark. He gets dragged down. A great play by the West Virginia defense coming through there. 76, 78, Cale Hart. And he just got his right arm on him, got it on his jersey, and he just slung the quarterback, Cable Isley, down like he was a rag doll, Mike. And this time they will punt, no doubt about it. So we see that Parkersburg South chain crew there in action. The punt is away, and it bounces at about the 44-yard line, takes an Ohio bounce all the way down to about the 42-yard line. Great roll there. So West.
Remember, every time they punt the ball like that, you let it hit, you lose 10 to 15 yards.
And that was the case again. You're watching the 29th Annual Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Football Classic. Great football for a great cause to find a cure. And if you're enjoying the game, you'll be able to watch the highlights tonight on WTAP News at 11 with Josiah Schooneman, I think, in the anchor desk tonight for Ryan Wilson, who was down in Charleston for the baseball tournament. And complete highlights tonight of both at 11 o'clock. West Virginia going around the left end, having some success there. That's once again Sean Winfrey from Tyler Consolidated.
He did a great job of sealing the corner there so the running back could get outside.
And the game will also be replayed in its entirety tonight on WOVA Fox Parkersburg beginning at 11:30. So I know I'm going to go home and watch this game. It's so nice you want to watch it twice.
We have mentioned this. There's been very few penalties in the ball game. It's been a smoothly played game by both sides.
Under 3.5 minutes to go now. Time is of the essence. West Virginia is on the Ohio side of the field. West Virginia is going for its second win in a row. Ohio is going for their 5th win in the last 6 games. West Virginia just taking its time here as they get the play in from the sideline.
It's been a very physical football game. You should expect that.
Yeah. That's Van Mater in at quarterback. Winfrey breaks it. First down yardage and more before he gets driven out of bounds. He's sneaky fast, Mike.
He makes good cuts, and especially good shallow cuts.
So that ball's...
Right there, it gets in. That beautiful cut.
Ball is marked at the 28-yard line.
Ball's at the 28, so that was a 16-yard pickup. Moving the chains. The clock will start with the snap of the football. Van Mater up the middle, down to the 20-yard line before he gets ridden down by the interior part of the Ohio line. That was once again Brady Colburn with the tackle. Colburn, but it was all the way down to the 20-yard line. It was a pickup of almost 8 yards. Timeout, Ohio, a defensive timeout. Apparently Coach Jackson wants to get his guys together, and we'll be back with more after this. Welcome back to the BACF Football Classic. West Virginia down by 2 points, under 2.5 minutes to play. West Virginia driving the football about the 20-yard line, trying to come away with a victory here, their second in a row in this Classic. Both teams back out on the field. Ohio actually took the time out there trying to slow West Virginia's momentum and get their defensive guys on the same page. West Virginia now 2nd and 3. A field goal would give them a lead, a touchdown, even bigger lead, Mike. Hand off to Winfrey. Winfrey gets drugged down. Nice tackle by the interior part of the Ohio line, and that was Stephen Davis in on that play. Big play by Davis there, and he was stoked, and he's trying to fire up that Ohio defense. Now coming up on the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes.
Jim. She would never call unless there's something.
Okay. West Virginia with the handoff. Not much running room there. Van Mater, the quarterback keeper. Sutter brings up 4th down. And let's go down to Rick at the sidelines. Rick.
and 2.
Now West Virginia has adjusted, coming inside to kick it back outside, and it's opened up some gaps, which has allowed them to run the football here. If they can keep it, they're going to score, and this could be the ball game right here. Back to you, Tim.
Here it is, 4th down, a big play here. They're going for it, a running play. Van Mater pushing forward. I think he may have it. The Ohio players say no, he doesn't. Let's see where it's spotted. No call from the officials yet. Ohio says it's their ball.
He needed to get to the 18, and he's just short.
Rick says he's just short, so Ohio's defense comes up big, and that could be the ball game right there. Didn't know if we would see in a measurement. The chain gang, we will have a measurement here coming out, but Rick believes that it's just short, and Rick is standing down there by the line, so we'll see.
About a football short.
And good call, Rick. He is short. So Ohio gets the takeaway there on downs. Great play by the defense for Ohio as they stop West Virginia on the doorstep of taking this lead and a possible victory in this ball game. So West Virginia, I believe, has 2 timeouts left. Now West Virginia's got all 3 of their timeouts left, so they can stop the clock. And Ohio takes their last timeout, and we'll be back with the final minute of this game after this. Welcome back to the Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Classic. Ohio has the ball, 1 minute and 1 second to go. West Virginia has 3 timeouts left. They need a takeaway, and they need to get a stop here to get some time back on the clock, to get the ball back with some time left on the clock. In Ohio, that's Bowers. That's a big first down run there, so that defeats that purpose for West Virginia. As he stays in bound 2, I believe it's a first down. Clock is stopped with 53 seconds.
West Virginia's going to have to start using their timeouts.
Yep. And they do. They take their first timeout of this half. But that was a big run there by Ohio to make West Virginia burn a timeout without, they're trying to get the ball three plays series and then the punt.
You're going to see a bunch of plays just like that. They're not going to do anything to try to turn the ball over. They're going to keep them turning it over.
Yeah, Bowers had 32 rushing yards in the first half, and I'm sure he's doubled that here in the second half, at least.
They put a big lineman up in front, and number 50 is usually the one that they put there, and that's Brandon Aldecker from Eastern. He's 6'5", 270 pounds, and he's a load.
This is a victory formation, and they take a knee. And, the clock is still running. Apparently, maybe the timeouts on the scoreboard were not right, or West Virginia's not taking their timeouts.
They got 2 on the scoreboard.
Right.
Evidently, that was a mistake. Look who came in the middle.
Play clock's at 20 seconds. The game clock's under 18. So this is the final play of the game. West Virginia couldn't have stopped the clock. And that will be delay of game with about, that will do it. The clock is still rolling. Clock's going to hit zeros, triple zeros. So the Ohio All-Stars hold on with some great defensive play in the second half to win it by the score of 9-7 over West Virginia. And Ohio claims their 5th win in the All-Star Classic in the last 6 games. And they close West Virginia's lead in that series to 16-14. And we will now attempt to go down to the sidelines to hear from the winning coach, Jason Jackson, with Rick Marshall when he's ready, and we will wait for that, Rick, to get set up there. But, Mike, what are your thoughts on what you saw tonight?
Well, I thought it was a very, very physical football game. Both teams played really good defense. Both teams had opportunities to score, but they couldn't do it. But I thought it was well played for no more practice they've had.
And we'll be back to wrap up this game and hopefully get a word from the winning coach after this commercial break.
Hey, welcome back to the end of the BACF game. I've got Jason, the winning coach for Ohio, with me. Coach, we talked a little bit right before you went in at halftime, some of the adjustments you need to make, controlling mistakes. It seemed like you conquered that, controlled the ball in the second half. In your mind, what was the difference and how did you come out victorious?
For West Virginia.
The 2-point safety.
All right, we got two of us that got wet on that one. That's a little chilly.
Took my breath away. You know?
Yeah.
These guys definitely did that all week. They come from great programs. They've got great coaches. I'm very happy for these guys. I'm very happy for all their programs. But that 2-point safety, I said it, that's in a game where you got two great teams. Those 2 points were huge, okay? And I got to hand it to the defense. Stephen Davis made a play right there at the very end, that tackle for loss. And then that fourth down stand, I told these guys, I want you to put football out of your mind when we got them in the huddle. And I said, I want you to go your future in your life. You're going to have your back against the wall at some point. And this football game is going to be kind of a precursor to it. Come out fighting, staying strong, and don't you dare give up. And they followed through with that. These guys are going to be strong husbands, beautiful fathers, and are going to be great citizens for our country. I'm so proud of them.
Great win, Coach. Let me hear. OH! Great win, guys. Celebrate together. Back to you, Jim.
Official sideline reporter and cheerleader. You might lose your West Virginia citizenship after that, Rick. I don't know. Mike, final thoughts on the game?
Once again, well played. Very, very physical football game.
There's the trophy presentation. Jody Moat, the BACF chairman, giving the BACF trophy to Ohio. Rick, you get dried off and have a safe drive home. And Mike, continue on. We'll wrap this up.
Absolutely. I enjoyed it. I thought we had a good ball game, and it was a good one to do.
Thank you, Mike. And you've been watching the 29th edition of the Battle Against Cystic Fibrosis Football Classic. It was a good one. Ohio wins it 9-7. The final score for the final time. We'd like to thank our camera guys, Jacob Reifsteck, Kevin Buskirk, our director, Austin Ide, and Larry White, and our field reporter, our back and master control, Roy Beaver, and Matt Cormac, that is, and Mike Caden along with Jim Wharton and Rick Marshall along the sidelines. Have a great weekend, everybody.